Yeah, we got buildings to go through first. Yeah, Zoe's journal. We killed her. Not sure what the poster does for me, but hey, that's the first one I saw I could steal, so hey.
You hungry? We got canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout too. Something I can help you with? Fresh off the limb, and that includes canid meat.
I feel like one of these runs, kill him, take all. Oh, we can't kill him. Maybe if we stole all of his stuff first, we could kill him.
Hey, that's against regulation. What do you think you're doing? Carry on.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? Really? Now that you mention it, you don't have the look of an indentured laborer about you. Not nearly enough despair in your eyes.
Hi, Miss McDevitt.
Parvati, are you still in the custom of collecting flowers? You're welcome to take your pick. I do apologize for visiting upon your intentions. You and yours are welcome here. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned. A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots. It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject. No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice. The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer. Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? I can't say I blame you. Reed is positively soporific. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
Got your
Well,
back,
if it's
Commander.
all the same to you, then you ought to divert power over to us, shut down Reed's cannery, and scrap it for parts.
Hey, iBattery, how are you doing? Thanks for the host.
Haven't you ever seen a novelty paperweight? Whatever absurd accusations you have churning about in your mind, I assure you I have heard them all. I did nothing wrong. The teeth were harvested from a body that went cold long before my tools ever touched it. Gold does not decompose. The teeth had to be removed. And while I am no licensed dentist, I should think I did a fair job of it. I cannot tell you how refreshing it is to converse with a rational mind. That's exactly right. Rot is necessary for life. A corpse is bursting with the nutrients a young sapling craves. The crops I grow here are natural, nutritious, healthy. My garden does more than fill the bellies of my flock. It keeps them from falling ill.
You're feeding plants with dead bodies to then feed your people. Essentially, you're cannibalizing people to feed people. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it's almost 10:30 p.m. here.
The Vale's barren. Been that way for years. Soil's been sterile about as long as I can remember. We are talking about organic compounds once inhabited by a sentient mind. A person lasts only until the last synapse burns out, the last brainwave flickers into the void. What remains is a carcass moldering neath the soil. Decomposition is a natural process, essential to new life. All life feeds on other life.
Oh, I don't know. If it was me, I'd be glad to volunteer. Keeping others alive, that'd be a beautiful gift to leave. But none of the folk you used had a say. You didn't ask, ma'am. And what about my dad? I talk to his grave every Saturday. Is he even there?
Robert is just where you left him, dear. He died too long ago. By now, he's naught but a skeleton. Whatever you say, my dear. I'm listening. I am getting old, you know. These two lamps of mine are not as bright as they once were. Or I might have seen you for what you are. Remains to be seen. Might be the woman that saves the Vale. Might be Reed's personal gun hand. None of us are ever just passing through, dear. Not without leaving some footprints behind. A little prattling never hurt anyone, dear. You might even catch a little sense, if you listen close enough. I can't stop you from conducting your business down at the plant. I just want you to know that if you take our power away, you will have brought an end to our way of life. Not under Reed's watch. He and I would come to blows within a day, and he would never tolerate my tending to a garden. This is my home. It will be my home even if Reed cuts our power. Simple as that. If you think Reed does anything in good faith, then you are asking to be lied to. That's because Reed was my boss. I was the cannery's one and only flavor specialist, you see. Remember that limited run of white chocolate saltuna? That was all me. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear. I could not possibly care less if he does, but you're surely welcome to ask him.
So I've got to destroy one civilization or the other. All right.
Here we go! Nice one! Ah! 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 I've always wanted to poke around in here.
Processing.
Here we go! Down we go!
Wire to nearby bottleneck.
That's the last of them!
You said that last time. I don't believe you this time. Oh, 17 on that one. Nice. We need it, we'll use it. Oh, we should have used that workbench before we left. I forgot about it. I'm gonna put that mod we picked up in my armor.
Nice.
That's the sneaky way in. I don't sneak. I shoot first, ask questions later. Yeah, it's pretty cool so far. It seems like I would say like Fallout New Vegas slash maybe Borderlands kind of mash.
The control room should be off to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing.
I'm not too far into the game right now, really. I did do a bunch of side quests before even starting this main story quest, so yeah.
Great work.
I expect this character heavy into dialogue options, so like persuasion and stuff, and stealth hacking, and what was the other one? So dialogue and stealth and ranged are what we're mostly in right now. Or tech was the other bit. Yeah, and that's what I've been doing is like I'll go around as you saw there, I'll go around, pick up all the stuff, then I'll go into the buildings and do the quests and that kind of thing. So with all that exploring, it's been interesting. But yeah, so we picked stealth first because it's got sneak, hack, and lockpick. And then tech and dialogue were our other two options when we started. So we had persuade, intimidate, lie, all that stuff. Because most games early on you don't pick that kind of stuff, and then they're like, oh yeah, here's some options that you could have picked, but you didn't spec into it. So yeah, I went that route. We picked up the ranged here after I think it was like level 3. That way because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do melee or ranged, so we just took the time and grabbed them as we needed them. But you can see, each one has a tree, and you have to hit X amount of points to unlock the different things. Then you have perks. Kind of working on them. I've only gotten 3 perks so far, so it's like every other level, it seems like. Not sure where that one came.
Easy.
If I had more skill, I could hack that, it looks like.
Wow, you got that?